This is Teen Empowerment.
It's
a series of webisodes.
We will be covering a number of topics such as health, finance, college readiness, and even some mental illness related things like depression that can affect teens. While we did find experts, please make sure to consult your own doctor. What works for the general public might not work for you, and we don't want anyone to get hurt or sued.
Especially us. But take into consideration also that these episodes are not just directed towards teens. They can help the general public and people of all ages. Well, except maybe babies and toddlers and younger children and the elderly near death. But we will have fun on these episodes, and each one will have a different twist. So stay tuned. Our first episode is coming up. Hey guys!
Today we're going to be meeting with Mr. Williamson, a licensed professional counselor. He's going to tell us all about relationships and how those can interact. This is kind of a lengthy interview, but it was full of so much good information that we decided to make it a couple of parts. Enjoy!
How does the media kind of contribute to unhealthy relationships and make them seem more normal and acceptable?
You know, the media is one of those things that it is powerful, and it's going to influence us for sure. There's no doubt that the media is going to not have an impact on us. And as your question shares, it's, you know, sometimes it's not helpful for us. It actually does some damage. And I would say one of the key ways it does that is it often presents unrealistic expectations. So the media will kind of create situations, and they're unrealistic because part of that is that they end up getting solved like in 30 minutes or something. You know, whereas in real life, some of the things that happen in the media, like in TV shows or movies, like it takes weeks or months to actually work through stuff. One of the things that the media sometimes doesn't do a very good job with is really showing how do you deal with conflict. Conflict's there, but a lot of times it's kind of laughed about. It's just kind of like kidded about. There's no real working through it where you have to do the work of relationships. And instead, it just kind of magically disappears and everybody's just like, oh, we're all great again. It's all good and it's fun again. It's like, no. Sometimes in relationships, you really have to do the work of a relationship. You have to learn how to take a risk and actually kind of open your own heart up and say, you know, I'm so hurt by what happened, and actually talk about that. Whereas in the media, sometimes it doesn't show that at all. And I think sometimes, you know, the media struggles in the way of like when it comes to relationships, and especially like love, the idea of love, they put such a focus on the emotion that they miss out on the part of love where it's really about choosing to be in a relationship, to love another person, the commitment to the relationship. And why that's so important is because healthy relationships that have love in them take lots of work. And so it's not just a feeling, it is a commitment, it is a choice. Sometimes love means I'm going to have to put you before me, which means I might not necessarily be happy in a moment, but I can still love another person really well, even if I'm not happy. And you know, sometimes in some of the media, they miss out on that commitment part that's so important in relationships. And I think in some ways, just generally speaking, you know, the media makes things look easy. They're just, you know, things happen without much trouble or much investment of people. You know, another thing with the media that they tend to do that's really important is just how they treat guys and girls. And they really can send some messages that aren't healthy. So for instance, a lot of media for women can kind of sexualize them in ways that's appealing to guys, because you know, guys might have more of an interest in sex or in the way sexual comments that are made, sexual jokes, sexual teasing. But sometimes the damage that comes out of that is that they actually start to believe that stuff. And then as they believe that, they can actually start to treat, their friends, their girlfriends in ways that would match the stuff that's in the media. And that's so unfortunate because they're not just sexual beings. It's not just about these sexual jokes and things. Instead, it's really important that who they are as people. And the flip side of that is that sometimes the media will, sometimes for young women, they will really focus on the emotion, and they'll kind of romanticize things, and what can happen in that is things become idealized in ways that guys are never going to get there. They're just going to not do the things that sometimes in the media shows. And so it's kind of like both get set up for disappointment. Both kind of get set up to where what's waiting is not going to match what they saw last night on the TV. And instead, it's going to be a train wreck. Like if they go trying to plan on those coming together, it's just like going to blow up on them. And so the media can really kind of create some of that to where it creates these problems that are going to have to be worked through. So the media is good in lots of ways, but I think we have to be really careful that it doesn't kind of set up expectations and set up kind of beliefs about each other in ways that are just not going to work. So the media is great, but I think we have to be really careful that we kind of understand it's TV and it's not real life. But here's one thing I will say about the media. I do believe that it gives an opportunity for families, if they're watching a TV show and maybe there's something in that show that really doesn't represent maybe the values of a family, it's a really great place to be able to talk about that. Movies can be that way too. And so it's a great place to be able to kind of talk through what are the things that are important to this family.
Thank you so much for watching our videos.
If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below in the comment section or even message us on Facebook.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your suggestions too, if maybe you want another video made about some other topic that we can help you out, like picking out cool stuff for your dorm room.
We are both going through the college dorm room experience at the moment, and we would love to answer any questions about preparing for that experience, getting through it, or any advice on how to make it easier.
Yeah, so just let us know what you think. Thank you so much for watching.